Hi, this is Ms. Lamb with a quick video on procedures and expectations for peer revision in our class. The biggest question is, what is peer revision? Peer revision is about giving and getting feedback from your classmates. It's about getting a fresh set of eyes on your work before you submit it to me. But it's also important to distinguish what peer revision is not. It's not about marking up spelling and grammar errors, and it's not about criticizing someone else's work. The spelling and grammar errors I'll take care of, and criticizing someone else's work really has no place in assessment of writing. How are we going to do it in our class? We're going to do it in a two-step process. In step one, there's 3 parts. First, you're going to choose a peer revision partner. You could either keep the same person from work to work, but I'm going to recommend challenging yourself so that you can collaborate with new people and work through different kinds of skills with different sets of eyes. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the criteria on the rubric that you want your partner to comment on. You could either choose something that you think you did particularly well on, or you can choose something that you think you can use some help with. I'll assume that at the beginning you're going to want to choose things that you're good at until you establish the kind of working relationship and trust relationship with your classmates to ask them to really help you figure out how to push yourself harder and better to do even more quality work. And then you're going to share your piece with your partner on Google Docs with permission to comment so that they'll be able to collaborate with you on your piece. Once you've done this initial work, you're going to move on to stage 2. In stage 2, you're going to comment in 2 different ways. First, you're going to comment on the specific sentences that demonstrate that your partner has either succeeded in meeting the standard or should revise to meet the standard, and then you're going to comment with an overall impression of the piece that complements a strength and makes a suggestion or asks a question. So that in total, you're doing 2 different types of commenting. In the first one, you're going piece by piece, looking at the particular part of the writing that your partner has asked you to look at. So maybe you're going to be looking at the introduction. Maybe you're going to be looking at the organizational pattern. Maybe you're going to be looking at word choice. And you're going to look at particular pieces of the text that either confirm that your partner has succeeded at meeting that standard or show that your partner still has work to do to meet the standard. Then you're going to, once you've read the whole piece, you're going to comment with a strength and a suggestion or a question. The strength could either be on what you've been looking at so far. Your word choice really draws me into the piece. You're precise. You don't use vague words. Your verbs are strong. Your descriptions are really vivid and create this image in my mind. Or it could be on something that, let's say you commented on style, but now you want to just say, that introduction really drew me into the piece. It started me off running and made me want to read the rest of it. And then you're going to make a suggestion or ask a question so that you started with your introduction is so great, but I'm not really understanding how you get from point 1 to point 2. Would you maybe want to add a transition that clarifies that connection? A couple of other little things to keep in mind. First, I expect to see comments from a peer on all major works that you write for this class. I'm usually going to try to build this into class time, but the reality is we won't always have time for this in class. But this is something you will need to complete on your own because I will expect to see comments on your work from a peer of your choosing, and you kind of have the responsibility to make sure that that happens. And please make sure not to delete the comments. The comments will be a way for me to see kind of that back and forth of your revision process. As always, I will be happy to answer questions as they come up along the way.